I'm Mary, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us. And we're sliding into things today with a sweet story out of Milford, Connecticut. Everyone loves the ice cream man. He's the most popular guy in this neighborhood. So when residents found out he was in need, they stopped at nothing to serve him a special treat.
Baseball is a summer staple in the Berlingo household, but it's not the only thing that gets Mac and Trey Berlingo running.
It doesn't matter where we are. We could be in the house and they're in the front window when they hear the bell. We can be out in the pool, they'll jump out because they hear the bell.
It means Richie Anderson, Milford's original ice cream man, is on his way.
He's awesome.
Anderson has been a fixture at baseball games, beaches, and parks for decades. Allison Berlingo has been a fan since she was 5. Now at 40, her kids are 2.
As long as we've lived here, he's been frequenting our house, sometimes daily.
But that eagerly awaited bell hasn't been heard since June 29th. Anderson was in a serious crash and remains in the hospital. Police say it happened on Orange Avenue when another driver collided with Anderson at the intersection with Pullman Drive.
We heard there had been an accident with an ice cream truck, and I said, my goodness, if this is Richie, I'm going to be devastated.
Word quickly spread it was, so Berlingo set up a GoFundMe account to help her favorite ice cream man with medical bills and hopefully getting back on the road.
And as of today, we just reached $8,500.
Comments on the fundraising page mention Anderson's kindness and generosity, even giving kids without cash a pass.
He loves to tell stories. He loves animals.
Berlingo's dogs Apollo and Penny can vouch. They also indulge in pup-friendly treats.
When they hear that bell, they too go running.
For now, the whole Berlingo clan is hoping to hear that sound in the future and see Anderson return to serving up smiles.
That GoFundMe surpassed its goal of $10,000. I guess that's why they call Milford the small city with a big heart. On to a father in West Long Branch, New Jersey, who would do anything for his son. And I do mean that. Last month, he stepped into the boxing ring to literally fight for his child's life. This month, he's running across 4 states for a run he calls 300 miles of love. Let's take a look.
He's a special little boy. He's charismatic. He's funny. He loves to build.
Jim Raffone fights back tears as he talks about his son, James Anthony Raffone, diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy 8 years ago at just 4 years old.
The geneticist looked me square in the face and told me to go home and love my son. There's nothing that we in the medical field can do for him to save his life.
In 2013, Jim founded Jar of Hope, named after his son, to raise awareness.
Last 8 years, I've spent my life trying to find a cure for this deadly disease that no one has any sort of understanding of yet.
Jim and fellow Jar of Hope members will be doing what many young boys with a debilitating disease can't do, and that's run 300 miles across 4 states, shining a light on this rare and fatal form of muscular dystrophy.
We're going to be sleeping and camping out in parking lots of stores. Our day is basically going to consist of running from 10 to 12 hours a day. Our goal is to try and break a record.
The run kicks off from the University of Massachusetts, where Jamesy is monitored every 6 months, and will end at Frogbridge Day Camp in Millstone. The goal is to complete the run in 7.5 days, averaging 40 miles a day. And this dad of 3 says for his son, he'd do anything to save his life.
This type of muscular dystrophy occurs once in every 3,500 births and mostly affects boys. Jim's going to keep fighting for his son and raising awareness for the disease. Now, testing the power of the body must be the new big thing. Tappan Zee High School principal Rudy Arrieta is training right now on Bear Mountain. Because in August, he's hiking a mountain in Utah 13 times to make up 29,029 feet. It's the equivalent of climbing Mount Everest just once. His hike will raise money for the Children's Tumor Foundation. It's his way of showing support for the daughter of the school's basketball coach who's battling a disease. His goal is to raise $29,029. If you would like to make a donation, you can head to our website at news12.com. And we're putting our next spotlight on a Brooklynite doing incredible things. He's only 13 years old. Not only is he managing to process his own trauma in a healthy way, but he's helping little boys and girls all across Fort Greene overcome grief. And he's doing it alongside his proud mother.
I thought it would be good for other children because sometimes they don't know what to do or they don't have people to talk to them and stuff. So I wanted to help other children.
Anna Miranda, Jazir's mother, tells us when both her son and her suffered after losing Jazir's father, Jamor Crawford, they realized they needed to turn their anger into strength and that there was a bigger mission at hand by starting the Nichols Foundation to promote counseling, healing after traumatic events, and teaching gun violence prevention. And they thought by opening up on a personal level, their story could help others.
It took a different kind of frame of mind. I was angry, I was hurt. And for me to say, you know what, even though I feel like this happened in my own community, I know that we have a bigger problem. And I want to be able to pour back in my community and make it better.
My book, A Better Tomorrow, I wanted to write it because I want to help other children like me.
Anna and Jazir say they plan to continue hosting family events in the future to help children along the journey of grieving in a healthy way. Here's another book motivating people, but this time in New Jersey. Triathlete Mary Ellen Loranger wrote a book called Win Today. It pushes women to overcome limitations, both real and imagined. Loranger pushes herself every day as a swimmer, runner, and biker, and none of that has stopped her from becoming a now published author. She says nothing should prevent you from achieving your potential and true happiness. You just have to be brave.
Just winning one day, getting through one day and being successful for that one day, and then that leads into another, and another still. And it's a blueprint or a guide of sorts of how you can create a winning day, a winning structure that leads to a winning life.
If anyone knows about winning, it's Mary Ellen. She talked to News 12 4 years ago when she was completing the Ironman triathlon in Hawaii. Then she went back and did it again the next year too.
It's the first small step in really helping more and more people win in their life, kind of level up in their life and find their voice. Now, I found mine. Now my mission and purpose is to help others find theirs.
Win Today is now available on Amazon. Have you ever heard of Ride for Life? Well, 8 years ago, Paul Weisman was diagnosed with ALS, and he made the decision to join the organization. Now, he's wielding his power to look for a cure. Let's take a look at his inspiring story.
My name is Paul Weisman from Bohemia. I was diagnosed with ALS back in January of 2013. So I met up with Chris and Christine, and he invited me to go to one of the school presentations with him. I did, and I think I was hooked from that point on. He pulled me in. I have lost count of the amount of school presentations I've been involved in, but I've spoken to tens of thousands of students across Long Island. And the more and more presentations I did, the more I realized this is my new purpose in life.
Be willing to defy the odds.
To raise awareness. And I will do whatever I can to help raise awareness. He started so much momentum on the ALS front, and I feel I owe it to him to bring it home. Chris always said that he felt that I would be around to see, if not the cure, a major breakthrough, a major treatment.
Strike out ALS! Strike out ALS!
So we were blessed because several of the schools, well, a lot of schools took on their own fundraisers and they wanted to do things. And several of them put together their own walks. I've been using Chris's old wheelchair, Chris's van to get around. I see us in schools next year. I can't wait to get to the schools. People care, people have good hearts, and people want to help one another. But how can they help if they don't know about it? So I feel like Chris gave me the platform to get out there, raise awareness, and let people know about it. We're going to keep going until we find that cure.
I love Paul's energy. It's like Chris just handed him the baton and now he's driving it all the way home. We wish him the best of luck in his search for a cure. And actually, maybe a young lady in the Hudson Valley will be the one to find it. That's where the BioBus recently made a stop to inspire the next generation of scientists. Now, it's full steam ahead for these girls.
Oh, look at this one, guys.
Dreams can be planted in the most unlikely places.
When I grow up, I really want to be an OBGYN
13-year-old Niyeni Bell is driving towards her goal by participating in a 2-week STEAM summer camp through Sister to Sister International, a program that helps young Black girls like herself explore science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Today, they're digging into the science portion.
I found a decomposing leaf. We found some plankton.
The specimens are taken into this science lab on wheels.
They have scales on the outside.
It's called the BioBus.
They're getting a multi-dimensional experience, so they're getting it during the summer where they can certainly relate to other Black girls.
An important experience that could inspire careers in STEM, says Sister to Sister International President Cheryl Brannon.
STEM jobs pay twice as much as non-STEM jobs. So what we want to do is create a pipeline.
A pipeline for tomorrow's scientific leaders.
I want to be a pilot or astronomist. I want to find new galaxies and new planets.
A journey that could start anywhere, including on the shores of the Hudson River.
Fun fact, this was the first time the BioBus had been used on the streets in over a year. It was a super exciting time for everyone involved.